Hey guys, welcome to today's video and welcome on into my beauty stash. Today is finally the day that I am doing my eyeshadow palette declutter. I have amassed quite a collection of eyeshadow palettes the last 3 years that I've been here on YouTube. And let's be honest guys, I got into YouTube because I love trying out new makeup, and I guess I just wanted to share that love with other people that have the same, the similar interests as I do in trying out new makeup, and that definitely includes eyeshadow palettes. Please don't feel that you have to have a collection as large as mine. Now I do this YouTube gig as a side business, so it's really grown, really expanded, and so I buy a lot of makeup obviously because that's become one of my jobs now, to try it all for you guys so you all don't have to. I also want to put a disclaimer here that I am going to be discarding quite a few palettes. Some of them are old, so I'll definitely not be giving them away, but then others I have already promised to one of my friends here where I work, and she loves getting my eyeshadow palettes that I no longer need. She shares them with her daughter, so that is what I'm going to be doing. I don't sell my palettes, I don't ship them off to any of my friends, my viewers, or anything. I just give them either to family, to friends that I know personally, or I declutter them all together. If it is your first time here on my channel, I want to say hello and welcome to all of you. My name is Steph, and this is what I love to do. Love trying out new makeup. You're always going to see the latest and greatest in makeup reviews here on my channel. I do multiple looks with eyeshadow palettes. This look is already live. It is my Southwest Airlines Las Vegas meltdown video. That was a long video, but it was quite a story I had to tell. I also do makeup ranking videos here. We just talk about makeup a lot, and we have a great time while talking about the makeup. If that sounds like somewhere you want to be or something you want to see on pretty much a daily basis, I do tend to upload quite a bit. Do me a favor, click on the subscribe button and hit the bell next to it. That way you'll be notified every time I do drop a new video. And if you're a fan of makeup declutters, especially large eyeshadow palette collections, give this video a thumbs up before you go. I will have the makeup that I'm wearing linked in the description box, and I'll also have a few of my favorite eyeshadow palettes linked in the description box as well. Some of those links might be affiliate links, so if you do end up shopping through them, I thank you so much for supporting me and my channel. And let's dive on into this massive epic eyeshadow palette declutter video. If you guys want to see my eyeshadow palette collection, which I think is easily going to be 400 plus, keep on watching. Okay guys, so we're gonna start here in my filming room. These are the shelves that you see behind me, and this is the very bottom, which you guys don't always get to see the very bottom. But down here on this particular shelf, I have some lippy products, which I'm actually gonna be just discarding these because of age. I got these, it's been over 2 years now. The ColourPop Lippy Stick Stash Cup. I have a few highlighters here, which aren't going anywhere. My Give lipsticks. This little figurine and a couple other ones that you're going to see similar to this were sent to me by Josie Marin. They sent me a very beautiful PR box for the holidays, so thank you, Josie Marin. I have some Viseart back here. None of these palettes I'm going to be discarding. Aw, the little Winnie the Pooh lipsticks, Taste of Honey. Those are so cute. Some of these Viseart palettes I just got and I just reviewed part of their winter collection. These are the ColourPop palettes. This was part of that oh my goodness, it was, what is it called? It was on their website, and it was a full collection of 6 different 9-pan palettes. I do have a review over it on my channel already. I'm just forgetting the exact name of the entire collection because you had to buy them all at once. So you couldn't like mix and match them or anything like that, or buy them as individuals. They were all sold as a collection, and right now the name escapes me. They did release something similar over at Target a few months ago, and I think you guys should be seeing those pretty soon. I think I have them here in this room, but these were from that collection and they were all really good. We're gonna move up to the next shelf. This is where I keep all of my Natasha Denona palettes right here. Here is the new one that I just reviewed. This is actually the one I have on my eyes right now, the new mini pastel, and then I have all of the other little mini palettes. I don't have all of them, but like I have the mini nude. This is the new one, the new mini nude palette that she recently dropped. and I have Love, Xenon, all of them back here. All of these are staying. I'm not really getting rid of anything. I also have some of my Sugar Drizzle palettes right here, which I am not getting rid of any of these. Look at how cute. This is the Meant to Be palette. Sugar Drizzle just dropped their trashed palette, the Trashed Raccoon palette. Where is it? Here's MILF. Everybody loves that MILF palette, but where is the Trashed Raccoon? I want to show that one to you. Here it is. It's next door. This is the, I'm going to move this real quick over here. This is the Trashed Raccoon. It is available right now for pre-order. It's hard to do this with one hand, but here are the beautiful shades. I have a video where I live swatch this palette. Always such a fun time live swatching multi and duochrome shadows. But you can use my code STEFF10 to take 10% off of your Sugar Drizzle order, whether it be this palette or some of the other ones I have back here. This is on pre-order right now, and I think the shipping time is like 8 to 10 weeks. Over here, I have some other Viseart palettes. These were from their summer collection, so I'm not planning on getting rid of any of these. I also have some Unearthly Cosmetics blushes right here. These were released in during spring break of last year. These were part of the Sleepover collection, and I know these are not eyeshadows. I just wanted to show them to you really quick. There's 2 blushes and a highlighter down at the bottom. So I'm going to be keeping everything here. Go up to the next shelf, and I have my Blend Bunny Primal palette. I have my Adept Cosmetics palettes. I have the face palettes here as well. I have some Clarity Cosmetics, which I just got. I just got the new Clarity Croc palette in. I'll be filming with that soon. I have, oh my goodness, one of their best releases yet, the Gourmand Girls and Doodles by the Bunny Spooked palette is back here as well. What else do I have here? What is this one? This one is, oh, Celestial Garden from Bella Beauty Bar. Let's open this one up real quick. I only filmed with this once, but I've used it a couple times off camera. I really, really do enjoy it. I love a lot of what Bella Beauty Bar has been doing. They really brought their A game in 2022. Excited for them in 2023. Garden of Juvia's beautiful palette. Look, here are my Snoopy Wet n Wild and Peanuts collaboration, the sponges and the little house for the makeup sponge. All Done Up palette right here from Blend Bunny. This one was one of my top palettes for 2022. Beautiful, beautiful color story, beautiful performance of that palette. You know what? This palette, these 2 palettes right here from ColourPop, this one right here, Control Alt Glam. This is a collaboration palette. This is a beautiful palette. This one is already at Ulta. Troublemaker, I don't think is at Ulta, but I think you can. It was sold out on the ColourPop website. I'm hoping that it's already come back in stock because this is a really beautiful, cool tone color story palette. Love these palettes. And a shocker, I really liked it. It's a Small World palette. Didn't think I was going to like it. I thought it was going to be a dud, but it's actually not. The colors perform really well. Here is a palette a lot of you have said that you picked up and you really have been enjoying it. This is the Thunder palette from Colored Rain. I took this one with me to the Dallas Cowboy game. I wore it, love it. Like, it was the perfect color story to wear for the game. But I love that this palette is not just a blue palette. There's also some taupe and grays in here, and it makes it a really versatile palette. Colored Rain, if you haven't gotten on board with them, you need to. They are amazing. Here is the Teresa is Lethal palette. Love this one. Beautiful. I really think Lethal Cosmetics has really just stepped it up the past year. This palette right here is the Night Flower palette. This was one of my favorites for 2022. This is a palette that for me started this whole new formula for Lethal Cosmetics. At least in my opinion, I feel like this was their turning point palette, and it was just so good. I still enjoy using it. I've had that in my stash for almost a year now. Here's another one of those Josie Maran statues. I have some more Sugar Drizzle Nomad Cosmetics right here. This is the Costa Rica Monteverde palette. This was also one of my favorites for 2022, and I think you can see why. I love colorful makeup, and this is a beautiful one. Very inspired by this palette, so much so that I think I'll be visiting Costa Rica this summer. Down here, I have some Unearthly Cosmetics palettes, and I have the Danessa Myricks. Let's pull this out and look at it. It's worth another glance. The Danessa Myricks Lightwork Volume 4 palette. How beautiful is this palette? So much fun, again, just to swatch these shadows out. I do have a video where I live swatch this palette in case you are interested in that. Let's move over here to my Glamlight shelf. I'm not getting rid of anything on this shelf. I just added the Michaela highlighter. This goes with that palette, which was their first collaboration, round 1. I just got this highlighter about a week and a half ago, and I took it with me to my Vegas vacation, and I absolutely loved it. That is beautiful. But I have this whole little shelf dedicated to Glamlight. I keep some of the like boxes back there and just everything to put on display. I did a review of the Strawberry Shortcake collection already. If we go up here, I have Paletopoly from Ace Beauté. I have the Unearthly Cosmetics Sleepover. I got some sponges on display, my Bluetooth Bose speaker, the little sponge from the Glamlight and Strawberry Shortcake. Over here at the top, another Bluetooth speaker. I have the deck of cards from the Club Nebula Kaleidos and Angelica collaboration. Of course, I have her Hella palette with Uden's Eye, some other Kaleidos, and the Space Age highlighter box where all of the Space Age highlighters came in and a little hair ribbon there. And let's move back down right here. We didn't cover this. Again, trash palette. Here are the Uden's Eye, the Christmas Eve and Christmas palettes that I just keep back here. I have the Aurora Struck palette from ColourPop. Love, love, love that one so much. I also have the It's Belle Cool Summer palette. I do have a code with It's Belle. I believe it's also Steff 10. And that'll give you 10% off of your order. I've got a couple of the Beauty Bay palettes, Dark Fantasy back here and New Mood back here as well. I have the Blend Bunny Dollhouse palette, which has been a favorite for a lot of you this past year. Such a beautiful palette, nice spring summer palette. I also have the Lunar Beauty. This is their contour palette, and the two Melt Cosmetics palettes back here. Paws and Claws from Menagerie Cosmetics. How cute are those? I think these are currently sold out. I have the latest palette from Game Beauty, the Cyberpunk palette. How does this go over here? I have a code with Game Beauty as well. I think it's also Steff 10. All my codes and links and stuff are going to be in the description box in case anything catches your eye and you want to get it at a discount. I don't blame you. Okay, here is some brushes. I'm just going to put that up there. But these are the palettes that I picked up from ColourPop for Target. Vibe Check, Send Nudes, what is this other one? Truly Iconic, and then this one back here is Muse Moment. I think those were $14 a piece. Here is the highlighter palette. This one made one of my best of 2022, Oracle from Bella Beauty Bar. It's a pricey palette, but definitely worth every single penny. I'm not too sure if that one is in stock right now. It might be like on pre-order. If that's the case, I would definitely recommend doing pre-order because that is a beautiful palette. Here is Ethereal from Gourmand Girls, an amazing duo and multi-chrome palette. Like, I love this palette so much. This and the Spooked palette are definitely my favorite palettes from Gourmand Girls. And in the back, I have some more Nomad. I don't know why I'm keeping, I think this is the only thing I'm going to be decluttering up here. I kept this because of the cover art. I thought it was so cute. The Mickey and Friends collaboration with Morphe. What's inside is absolutely terrible. Terrible. This did not perform well. So you know what? Man, I wish I could just cut this. Maybe I'll just cut it and keep the cover art. I just think it's so cute. I love it. But yeah, okay, I'll discard this one. And then I do have the Danessa Myricks Lightwork Volume 3 back there. So from here, we go down. This is the last shelf that I have eyeshadow palettes on. Let's start over here. So I have the Muppets Super Shocks. I didn't like these at all. I might be discarding all of these. I have these little Wet n Wild what are these? I think these are just like little lip scrubs, lip masks. I'll probably be discarding these as well. ColourPop Super Shock bronzers, I'm going to keep those. The Wet n Wild and Peanuts collaboration palette, love this one. This one's not going to go anywhere. I'm probably just going to move it though to my beauty room just because it is a Christmas palette and we're going into spring already. The Glamlight and Scooby-Doo palettes aren't going anywhere. Lunar Beauty, this was their 12 Days of Lunar palette. I like it, just didn't think the inside matched the outside. This is the KVD palette. Something new for KVD. Let me see if I can open this off to the side. So here's what the palette looks like. That is my broken shade. It belongs right there. You know, other than that, it's a pretty decent palette. If you can get it on sale though, I would recommend getting it on sale. I have some Colored Rain palettes back here. Queen Bee, amazing palette. I think if you don't have Queen Bee, I think that is a must have. I have some Simply Posh Cosmetics right here. Let's see if I can open this. This was my very first Simply Posh Cosmetics purchase. Absolutely love it. Such a beautiful, beautiful palette. I also have the little Melt mini Zodiac palettes right here. These just came up on sale at Sephora. And I definitely recommend all of them. I've tried them all. I've created looks with all of them. I definitely think they are worth checking out. Right here, I have the Nomad Cosmetics Santa's Workshop palette. I have the Muppets Holidays palette. I didn't like this palette, and ordinarily I probably would declutter it, but I might keep it around just through the year and go put it away just for reference for next year. Yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do. This palette just didn't work for me. I have the Nomad Coffee Shop palette, not the Nomad, the Juvia's Place Coffee Shop palette. This is a beautiful one. This is also now at Ulta Beauty. So if you want a new neutral palette, this is definitely worth checking out. One of everybody's favorite palettes this year was the Cosmic Brushes Serenity palette. This is such a beautiful color story. If I had done top 15 instead of top 10 eyeshadow palettes for 2022, this would definitely have been in the top 15, no doubt. No doubt. This is a stunner. I have some Lisa Eldridge palettes back there, some more Nomad, and that pretty much wraps up what you see behind me when I'm sitting at my filming desk. I do want to show you these palettes that most of them are going to be getting decluttered. These were my worst palettes for 2022. These are from BH. I'm going to get rid of Beauty Bay Love Notes. Oh God, am I going to get rid of Bridgerton? Oh my goodness. I guess I'm going to have to. This just didn't do anything for me. I'm going to keep this one around, this ABH Nouveau. I know it shocked a lot of you that this made my worst, but it just didn't do anything for me. But I'm going to give it another chance. I'm going to see if I can work with it a little bit more. All of these from BH, what a disappointment. Maybelline, all of these are going to go. All right, guys, so here are two shelves where I keep pretty much the majority of eyeshadow palettes that I have here in my beauty room. This is also like my office, and I also have like clothes and purses in here in this room as well. Let's start up here at the top. Look, here is a baby Steff right there. I showed this picture in my last eyeshadow declutter video, which was about a year ago. That picture is still here. Back here, I need to organize this shelf. Like, I don't have it, you know, the way I want it to look. I want, you know, different palettes on display up here, but I have the old Sephora Moschino collaboration, and then I have the Clueless and Hip Dot palette back there. I'm gonna keep, I like them both. I mean, this Bear one is so old. I'm gonna keep them both. I'm not ready to part with either one of those. This is a Be Perfect Rain palette. It was a collaboration palette with Makeup by Ari, my Makeup with Alina. Sorry, got tongue tied there. This is the Jurassic World and Profusion palette. I reviewed almost the entire collection. This is just a massive palette, but I'm not going to part with it yet. I'm going to keep it around for reference purposes. Back there is just the box to the mirror from the ColourPop and Hocus Pocus collaboration. That's just a display item. So nothing here is going anywhere. Let's come down to the shelf where I have ABH and Huda Beauty palettes. I have my little Give by Gwen Stefani. This is like an eyeshadow topper. I wore this to the concert in Vegas. This from Pat McGrath, I am going to get rid of this palette. This was the Pat McGrath Mothership Subversive palette. Let's see if I can... Gosh, this was my very first Pat McGrath purchase. Back then, I guess I thought this was a good palette, but now in hindsight that I've tried other Pat McGrath makeup and other, you know, eyeshadow palette formulas, I really don't think this is all that great. So I've had it in my stash for a long time, haven't really used it, so I am going to discard it. All right, so right here I have all of the Norvina palettes. I collect them every year that they release one. Sometimes they release 2 in 1 year, but I love these palettes and they are not going anywhere. Right here I have some of the Huda Beauty little 9-pan palettes. I think I am going to discard the Color Block palettes that I bought last year. I have this one and I have the purple one. It's a purple and orange. I have it in my filming room, so I'm going to get rid of those 2, but these 2 are really nice, Jaguar and Python, so I am going to keep those. Here I have my ABH palettes, which I am just not ready to part with any of these palettes yet. I think one of my favorites that ABH has done, like in their regular formula, their traditional formula, was the collaboration with Jackie Aina. This is such a beautiful palette. I highly, highly recommend buying this palette if you don't have it already. I also really enjoyed this one. This is the, what was this? The Primrose palette. This is a really good palette. You get a couple of blushes in here as well, but I really enjoyed the color story and the performance of this one, so I'm going to keep that. Okay. Should I get rid of this? I kind of just want this around for, again, like just references, shade references, formula references. I think if I wasn't a YouTuber, I would discard this one already just because of age and because I just don't reach for it all that often. But because I have this channel, I do need it. I do feel like I need to keep it around for just reference purposes. Let me move some of this stuff out of the way. Here is this is a Mercury retrograde. Love that one. And then I have Rose Quartz. Can't go wrong with Rose Quartz. And this one here is the Naughty Nudes palette. So both of these are going to stay. Here is a little Pat McGrath palette that they still have on the Sephora website, and I have yet to use it. It's still in the box. Celestial Divinity Luxe Quad Interstellar Icon. I am going to keep that. Obviously, I haven't used it. Here's one I'm going to declutter. This is from Dose of Colors. This is a really pretty color story. I did remember getting a lot of fallout. This is a beautiful color story, actually, but I haven't used this in so long. It's just time to say goodbye. Right here are some more Dose of Colors. I don't reach for Dose of Colors, and I got this one in a BoxyCharm, and it's been years that I haven't been subscribed to BoxyCharm. I think I purchased this one. Yeah, I purchased this one on my own. Ooh, this one's pretty. I'll keep this one, but I'm going to get rid of Marvelous Mauves. Here is the Desi and Katie. This is a Friendcation palette. This was a really pretty palette. Again, I remember getting lots of fallout with this one, but I love that color story. I mean, how many of us didn't grab this palette when it came out? I love the packaging on it as well, but again, I haven't reached for this in years, so time to say goodbye as well. Here is the Laura Lee Los Angeles Candy Shop palette. I'm gonna keep that. This one, I should probably get rid of this one. I think I've only used this one like 3 times, and I got this in a BoxyCharm, the Pure Festival palette. What's going on with Pure? Haven't heard much from them lately. I am gonna get rid of this one. Here is the Lethal Cosmetics Berlin 89 palette. I think I'm going to keep this one, although I don't feel like this is the best quality from Lethal Cosmetics. Haven't reached for this in a while, but not ready to part with it just yet. Here is another Lethal Cosmetics palette. Which one was this one? Oh gosh, I forget the name of this one. But this is really pretty. This is a really pretty color story. I'm going to hang on to this one. America's Parks from Nomad Cosmetics. I love this one. One of my favorites from the brand because, hello, look at those greens and yellows in there. This is a beautiful palette. I definitely recommend America's Parks, as do I recommend Haunted Europe. Here are the 3 Pat McGrath holiday palettes. This is the one from this year. I'm not going to get rid of either of them. I keep them around specifically for shade references. But yeah, I thought that they kept getting better and better by the year. So they're on their 3rd release, and I definitely think the 3rd release is the best one. Here is a palette I should probably get rid of just because the brand pulled this palette like the day after it launched. It got some backlash because of some of the shade names in here. I think one of the shade names, I really don't remember the drama behind it. But, or not as it wasn't the shade name. I think it was, I'm not really sure. I don't really fully remember, but there was an issue with it. And the owners decided to just go ahead and pull the palette from the shelves. This was a Shanghai palette. I think it's beautiful, but there's no point in me keeping it if you can't buy it. And I really just don't want to use something that some people found to be offensive. I don't want to use that on my channel, so I'm going to have to discard this one. Back here, I have Lime Crime Greatest Hits Bangers palette. This is one I need to put back on display. I think I'm going to move this to the top shelf just because I love these roses. It looks so vintage, and I really do love this palette. This is a really good performing palette. I think I'm just going to move this one up here. I'm just going to put it up there for right now. Just lay it down and I'll arrange all that later. Here is the Sigma Cinderella palette. I don't buy a lot of Sigma Beauty, to be honest. I have a few of their brushes. I wouldn't say their brushes are my favorite. This is the 2nd eyeshadow palette I've bought from them. And it's nice. I think it's pretty. I think it performs well. I haven't reached for it in a long time, but I'm not ready to part with it just yet. Here is a palette that I probably should get rid of, but look at the packaging. It's just so pretty. This is a Pure and Barbie palette. I remember I put a blonde wig on when I did this review, and I had bought several things from the collection. I liked this palette. I thought it performed well. It's really pretty. You might still be able to find this floating around at TJ Maxx and stuff, but I think its time in my stash has come to an end, even though I think the packaging is really pretty, but I'm going to say goodbye to it. Now from this shelf, and I'll organize this later, we're going to go down to this shelf. This is where I keep a lot of my Juvia's Place palettes. So I have the 2 Walhalla palettes, the Culture palette. I have a lot of the minis. These Olori palettes are beautiful. The little Rebel quads, forgive my dust, yuck. I have this Rare Beauty eyeshadow palette, which it's not my favorite. I think the shades are pretty, but I don't know. I just feel like I have other shadows that perform a little bit better than this one does. But I'm going to keep it around just for comparison purposes. There's a lot of things that I do like from the brand, but I don't know. This eyeshadow palette really doesn't draw me in. I know they have a couple others. They're more on the neutral side. You guys know I love my color, but I'll let it hang out a little bit longer. Here are my Lunar Beauty palettes. Not going to get rid of any of those. Here's one. I don't know whatever happened to Storybook Cosmetics. I don't know if they closed or what, but this was the Mean Girls palette. I remember I took this with me to go see Mean Girls on Broadway in New York City. I just have good memories with this palette, so I'm going to let it hang out a little bit longer. Here's a palette I think I'm going to get rid of. What's inside this palette is really good, but like I don't like the packaging at all. Flower Beauty by Charlie's Angels. Of course, Flower Beauty is owned by the gorgeous Drew Barrymore. These shadows are incredible. I wish I could just depot it, but I don't know. I mean, gosh, I kind of hate to part with it just because I really do think the shadows perform so well. And I got so many compliments every time I wore this palette, but you know, it just, I don't know. I just don't reach for it that much anymore. And I don't really like the packaging. This is going to go in the maybe pile. I cannot get rid of this, even though I should. I haven't used it in so long. Violet Voss. And this is the Flamingo palette. I love this. I bought this because I had gone to Aruba And I bought this for that trip, even though I don't wear a lot of makeup when I go on these beach vacations. But, you know, I wanted to have something flamingo-ish to go on that trip with. This was a good one. I liked it. That was my first time trying the brand. Here is one that came out last year, Supreme Moths from Artist Couture. I'm going to let that hang out. Here's one I'm going to get rid of. This is from Wicked Sisters. Wait, Wicked Sisters the brand? Or is this the palette name? I forget. This is a nice palette, but you know, it has those pressed glitters, and I'm not reaching for pressed glitters all that much anymore. So I am going to declutter this one. Oh, cannot get rid of this one. Here's Annette from Annette's Makeup Corner, her Serenity palette. This is her collaboration with Menagerie. Love it. Such a beautiful color story. Love the artwork on that one as well. Here is another Menagerie eyeshadow palette that I loved equally as much, and this one is Indigo Ink. This is a gorgeous color story. Oh, I need to use this more often. I think I'm going to move this to the filming room, and that's some pretty artwork on there too. Okay, now we're getting into some palettes I know I'm going to get rid of. Like, I'm going to get rid of this one, the Nightingale from Pretty Vulgar. I don't even know, is Pretty Vulgar still around? Really pretty color story, but haven't reached for it in years. This was also something I got in BoxyCharm. Born This Way Sunset Stripped. I don't reach for this. I don't reach for this at all, but I think I'm going to keep it, again, comparison purposes. I do review the Too Faced palettes when they come out. So I know a lot of you out there, you do love Too Faced, and I want to make sure, you know, I try a little bit of everything here on this channel. Neutral Nudes palette. This is pretty. Okay. These palettes from Too Faced, Pumpkin Spice, Better Than Chocolate, Clover. I wish they would redo this one. Look at that artwork. It's so pretty. Oh my god, the Golden Oldie over here. How many of you guys still have this one hanging around? Chocolate Gold palette. This is a nice one. Would love to see an update to this one, but like in a really, really amazing formula, which I don't know. Can Too Faced do a really, really amazing formula the way the indie brands do? I don't know, but gosh, this still smells so good. Every time I open it, I've had this for years and it still smells great. Okay, that scent convinced me that it's not ready to go yet. Pumpkin Spice palette, the original one. And I think this is the gingerbread. Yeah, gingerbread spice palette. I'm gonna keep these guys again for reference purposes. You know, if I didn't have my YouTube channel, maybe I would get rid of them, but I'm not ready to do that just yet. Let's move down to the bottom. What is this one? This one I just got. This one was sent to me in PR. This is the Harmony palette from Alter Ego, so I'm gonna keep that. I need to make room for it here. Right in here, I have some singles. So I'm gonna keep a lot of these little single shadows. Here's a little quad from Flower Beauty. These are really cool. These are water activated liners. They're powders, so I'm gonna keep those as well. I forget what brand those are from. Okay, I think I'm gonna get rid of this one finally. This one is from Tarte. Some of you probably have this palette. I think it's really pretty. Like, look at this color story. Those are pressed glitters though. This is a heavy palette. I think I traveled with this palette once. I don't know why I did that, but yeah, I think its time is up in my stash. Here is a cute little palette from Makeup Scientist Cosmetics. I don't even know if the brand is still around, but that's what it looks like. Haven't used it in years. I'm gonna get rid of this one. All right, let's see here. What is this? Oh, this is my We Makeup little quad. They did send this to me in PR. This is almost a year ago. I like it. I thought it was pretty good. I'll let that hang out a little bit longer. Here's that other Sigma palette that I have, the Ivy palette. That's gonna stay. What is this? Jungle Lights from Flower Beauty. I like that. That is going to stay. Let me put these back. I'm gonna get rid of this one from Milk Cosmetics, the Impulsive palette. This was my very first eyeshadow palette from the brand. I liked it. I thought this was a cool color story. I liked working with the formula, so it served its purpose in my stash. This was one of my very first eyeshadow palette reviews here on YouTube. This could have been like the second video I put up on YouTube. Wow. Okay, so I'm gonna say goodbye to this one. What do we have over here? What's this pink one? Oh, C'est l'Amour from Gourmand Girls. This came out almost a year ago. This is not going anywhere. Neither is this one, the Alamar Cosmetics and Disney Encanto collaboration. I thought that was really pretty. I love the blush and highlighter, and the highlighter brush. I still use that so much. I use that more than the palette. Poison Ivy from Milan Row. This was Doodles by the Bunny collaboration. Love it. So pretty. We love Angela here on this channel. True Beauty from BK Beauty. I'm gonna go ahead and part with this one. I'm hoping the brand releases a new eyeshadow palette really soon. I'll be honest, this wasn't my all-time favorite formula. I'll be curious to see what all they release, but I'm going to go ahead and declutter this one. These two palettes right here, oh, from LA Girl. I just bought these over the summer. Pro Jewels, Pro Pastel. I'm gonna keep them. These were good. Those are good LA Girl eyeshadows. This one is so old. I definitely got this in a boxy charm. This was my very first Alamar Cosmetics palette, but I mean, it's just so old. I don't use it, and even though I like it, I'm sure the shadows still perform great. I am gonna get rid of it. What is this one? Oh no, not getting rid of this one. Ace Beauté, Tropical Vibes. Actually, I need to put this, pull this out and use it more often. Look at how beautiful those greens are. We love a good green on this channel. I don't even remember the brand this palette is, but I love the color story. I really like that color story. What do I want to do? Gosh, I haven't reached for this in so long. I'm gonna have to discard this one. This one is from Midas Cosmetics. This brand closed down, so I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of this palette, but this was a nice one. What do we have over here? Lois Cosmetics, Meet Me at Midnight. Let's see. Really like this one. This one is not gonna go anywhere. What do we have here? This was formerly Alien Cosmetics. Now they're Unearthly, Not Normal. I think this was my very first time. My very first palette from the brand. Love it. I love this shade right here, Smoke. One of my favorite shades. Okay, what do we have right here? Bad Witch Club, not going anywhere, from Give Me Glow. This one I'm going to get rid of. Morphe by Manny MUA, the Glam palette. The highlighters are really pretty. Nice color story, but yeah, this is so old. I'm gonna have to get rid of that one. Here is, Gourmand Girls, That Time of Year. This was their Christmas release last year, I think, so I'm not gonna get rid of that one. We have a couple more Nomad Cosmetics palettes. Oh, love this one, Whistler Snow Lodge. Ooh, the blue right there, Snowmad. What is this? This one is the Iceland palette. I hope to make it to Iceland one day. I really want to go. Really want to go. All right, this one right here. Oh, another one from Unearthly Cosmetics. Beautiful palette. Beautiful palette in the dark. Love that one. Here's another one from Alter Ego, the Aurora palette. Here is another Alter Ego palette. This one is Artemis. And again, a lot of the all of the Alter Ego palettes, they're dupes for like high-end palettes, usually like Natasha Denona and Pat McGrath. Here are some LA Girl palettes, Festy Bestie, Haute, Heat. What is this one? I can't see. Hey Hey Vacay. Another one, Haute Heat. So these I'm not going to get rid of. I like them. I think it's a good formula. These three are from Dominique Cosmetics, and I haven't used them in so long. Celestial Storm. I think that's a beautiful color story. I don't think I'm ready to part with these just yet. Berries and Cream. This was my very first Dominique Cosmetics purchase. That's just such a beautiful color story. And then, I even like this one, Rustic Glam. I remember I reviewed Rustic Glam and Celestial on my channel when they first came out. So I'm going to keep these. This one, Box of Crayons. I don't really hear much from this brand. I think they're still around. Crayon Case Cosmetics. But I think I'm going to get rid of this one, even though I think it's really pretty. The shadows really did perform so well, but man, it's been a long time that I haven't used this, so I'm going to declutter it. Here's this little one I got from Tarte a few months ago. I like it. This one performs well. I got this one from Sephora. Breezy eyeshadow palette, so I'm going to let this hang out. And now we're going to go to what's left of my Jeffree Star Cosmetics shelf. These are empty boxes, but those are good for travel, so I'm going to keep those. I think it's time that I kind of just say goodbye to my Jeffree Star palettes. I really don't reach for them all that much. I don't really know how you guys feel about the brand, if you want to see that on my channel or not. I haven't bought anything from the brand in a really long time. See the dust on this. I'm so embarrassed. But yeah, I think it's going to be time. The Tati Beauty palette also, I mean, you know, the brand isn't even around anymore. So then why keep it? You know, I don't use this. I need to be a little more conscientious about the things, you know, that I keep in my stash, especially because I have this channel and I try so much makeup. This was such a good one, though. This Blue Blood. I think I'm going to keep Blue Blood. It's just such a solid blue palette. Thirsty was always one of my favorites. Yeah, but I'm not using these. And this one from Laura Lee, Nudie Patootie. Wow, this was a good one. This was an awesome neutral palette. I don't even know. I don't use it. I don't use it. And what's the point of keeping these palettes if I'm not going to use them? I'm going to get rid of Alien. Ugh, Conspiracy Theory. I'm going to get rid of this one. Blood Sugar. This was like an all red palette. I think I'm going to say goodbye. Both of these over here, Mini Breaker, Mini Controversy. Goodbye to those. What are these? Oh, the Cremated palette. That's a really pretty cool tone color story. Jawbreaker. I'm going to say goodbye to Jawbreaker. This was just a colorful palette. I think I'm only going to end up keeping Blue Blood and Cremated. I'm going to need to reorganize this shelf, but yeah, it's time to say goodbye to these. Okay, so from here, we're just going to go right across to this other bottom shelf. I'm going to get rid of pretty much all of these Morphe palettes. The original Jaclyn Hill, I'm going to get rid of. This one is the 35M. Makeup Revolution and Emily palette, the Wants. Profusion Sultry. I'm going to get rid of these right here. I'm not ready to say goodbye to these BH Cosmetics palettes. Very disappointed with the brand. This one, Techno Days. I mean, this was okay, but not one of my favorites. So I'm going to get rid of that one. These from Profusion, these were really good, actually. Ethereal and Harvest. I'm going to keep those. This is brand new. This was sent to me as like a gift with purchase from NYX. This one I'm going to get rid of. BH Cosmetics. Oh, this is so old. I'm just going to get rid of that one. These Morphe palettes, the little ones from Jaclyn Hill. These were hit or miss. I'm happy to say that mine were a hit, but I'm still going to get rid of them. They're so old. These over here from Milani, I don't like these at all. Like, these just didn't perform. Actually, I'll keep that one. Soft and Sultry, no, that's old. I'm going to get rid of it. That was actually an okay one. Gilded Desires, no, I'm going to get rid of that one. Oh my god, I'm keeping these around for nostalgic purposes. Bad Habit is no longer Bad Habit. They are now somewhat Alter Ego. They kind of just split off into Alter Ego, but some of the brand, not all the brand. I don't know. Somebody told me the story. I don't fully remember. But these are dupes for Pat McGrath Mothership palettes. I don't know which ones because I don't have any of those palettes. I don't want to part with them. I'm gonna keep them. I have to keep them. Don't ask me why. I gotta keep them. This is the Ulta Beauty Frida Kahlo collection. I remember I reviewed this on my channel. I'm gonna keep this. This is a color switch, but the eyeshadow palette, I haven't reached for it in years, and it performed well. But yeah, it's time to say goodbye to this. Okay, so from here we go up to my BH Cosmetics and Beauty Bay shelf. I'm not going to get rid of my BH Cosmetics palettes. I'm just not ready to do it. Travel series are here. I have the, what are these called again? Weekend Vibes palettes. I don't want to. The Sweet Shop palettes, I have all of them. Festival palettes, holiday palettes. I don't want to. This one I will. Doja Cat one. Oh no, we'll get rid of that one for sure. Look at this old Zodiac palette. Aurora Lights. The 2 Lunar palettes. I would buy the new Lunar palette this year. It's usually released in Europe first, so I'll be on the lookout for that. And I'll compare it to these 2. The one from last year was pretty decent. What is this one? Oh, yeah. This was the Drop Dead Gorgeous Full On Crazy. I think one of my shades broke in that one. I'm going to get rid of this one. I don't know what this is still doing here, but this needs to go. The Neutral palette from Beauty Bay, that one is sticking around. These are the Poison Shock palettes from BH Cosmetics. These are going to stay. This one... The Nice palette is a mini little holiday palette. I'll get rid of this one. I don't reach for it. Well, I don't reach for a lot of these, but I can part with that one so I can put this one right there. I'm going to keep all of these from Beauty Bay. Now from here, we're going to go up, and this is my Urban Decay shelf. This is just a little bag from obviously Elf by Chipotle collection. I'm going to put that off to the top. I don't think I'm going to be getting rid of any of my Urban Decay. Well, no. You know what, Steph? It's time. I have to talk myself into this. It's time to get rid of some of this stuff. So the Prince collaboration, the Alice in Wonderland, I'm going to keep. I'll get rid of this one. I use this one a lot. The Kristen Leanne palette when it first came out. Like, I really did reach for this, but okay, it's time to say goodbye to that. This one is Back Talk. This has blush and eyeshadow. This is just bulky. I'll get rid of that one. Here are the Naked palettes. I'm not going to get rid of any of the Naked palettes. I'm just going to keep them for reference. This is a good one. Moon Dust. Like that one. Just put that over here. My Gwen Stefani palettes, the collaboration. Those are not going anywhere. I should probably get rid of some of these. Like, okay, the Kristen Leanne collection. I guess I'll say goodbye to this one. Yeah, I'll get rid of this. This Elements one, I'll get rid of this one too. That's just oddly shaped, and I've never been able to store that one properly. These are the Vice palettes here. I'm gonna keep those. Then we're going to move up here. This is where I keep Drugstore. These are all of the e.l.f. little bite-sized palettes. I have some of the Wet n Wild ones here as well. Okay, these from e.l.f. are like their liquid glitter and shimmers. I don't like the glitter ones, but I feel like I need them for just shade reference. The brush, I need the brush. These are the ones I just reviewed from CoverGirl. These were way more expensive than what they are. What do I have in here? Oh, this is a Urban Decay Prince. This is the Body Illuminator. I don't know what that is doing there. These, okay. So these down here from Wet n Wild, they're like liquid glitter and shimmers. I'm going to get rid of all of these. Now, these little quads, these are so old. I need to get rid of these. Look, I love the color stories, and that's these two. These I'm going to get rid of, even though I like the color stories, but they're the pressed glitters, and no, I'm just going to get rid of those. These back here, this was a pretty collection. I hope Wet n Wild does more of these types of collections, not like a collab collection, just like a collection on their own, like those box sets. They're so pretty. I so loved collecting them. These they've all redone already. They've put them in these style of palettes. So I'm gonna get rid of all of these back here. Now, what do I have here? Oh, these are from last year. I don't even know that I got to use some of these. Let's see, let me put some of these in here. Fantasy Makers, they release so many Fantasy Maker palettes. That's a pretty one. See, here are their new packaging. Yeah, these I'm definitely going to keep. Okay, these are from Believe Beauty, which is at the Dollar General. I don't know that they're releasing much new stuff. I like their foundation. I definitely want to get the foundation again. This one was okay. This one wasn't too bad. Oh, the Wet n Wild and Pac-Man. Not going to get rid of that one. Here is Kuromi. And who is this other one? Melody. Yeah, I think I'll get rid of my Melody and my Kuromi. Catrice and Iman. I'm going to get rid of that. I keep these Off Tropic palettes because I thought they were so good, but I haven't used them in years. I think I'm going to discard these from NYX. Catrice Instabay. No, get rid of this one. This one is the SpongeBob palette. I'm going to keep that one. The Bretman Rock palette, I'll get rid of that one. These two from NYX, Ultimate Queen and Ultimate Utopia, must-haves in my opinion. Those are going to stay. One more shelf up here. Okay, this one, the MAC and Jeremy Scott palette, was a terrible palette. I'm really just keeping that for the outward packaging. All of these palettes I'm keeping. Here are my Give by Gwen Stefani palettes. This is a Gourmand Girls palette. These are the Udenzai palettes, the collaboration with like Judy and Annette. Those are not gonna go anywhere. I'm having trouble putting this back. Soulmane 2 made my eyeshadow palette of the year. These Catrice palettes aren't going anywhere. Evil Mermaid from Clarity Cosmetics. Love that one. Here are some Girl Scout and Hip Dot and Game Beauty. All of these are going to stay. All right, now we're on the opposite side of the room, and I only have 2 shelves that I have some eyeshadow palettes on, so this should go pretty quick. This one from Rose Beauty, I don't even think this brand is still around, but this was a beautiful palette. But yeah, not gonna keep this if the brand isn't even, you know, in operation anymore. Here was my very first Bella Beauté Bar palette. This was Poison Garden 2. This is what got me hooked on the brand. I love it. That's not going anywhere. I have my little e.l.f. Chipotle makeup sponge. We'll put that off to the side. Here are my 3 palettes, the light version in the Sydney Grace and Temptalia collaboration. This one, Buxom by Ash K. Home. I can hear firecrackers going off, so you probably can too, so ignore that. This is a nice one. This one performed well. I'll let this hang out a little bit longer. This is the e.l.f. and Chipotle collaboration palette. This one was pretty cute too. I'm going to keep that. Here we have the Oma Beauty and Coming to America palettes. This is a beautiful palette. I'm going to keep that. I also have the little mini palettes here. Little Urban Decay 1993. I'm going to keep that. Nabla Cutie palettes. We'll keep those as well. Here are my Udenzai palettes. Definitely keeping all of my Udenzai palettes. These 2 from Charlotte Tilbury, they're not my favorite, but I'm going to keep them around, obviously, because I need to have them for comparison purposes. This one was when the bronzer came out, the powder bronzer, Desert Haze. This was a limited edition one, I think, Exaggerize. This one was for that Victoria's Secret fashion show. Didn't understand the hype with this one at all. Definitely not worth the price tag. This is like a blush. Oh no, this is an eyeshadow palette. I just reviewed this not too long ago from Tarte. This was one of their little holiday palettes. So I'm going to keep that. Here are some colored rain palettes. Okay, here's one I'm going to get rid of, the Morphe and Disney palette or Mickey Mouse palette. Just like I'm getting rid of the big one, I'm going to get rid of the little one. Here's a Nomad Cos. Oh, this was last year's little holiday palette. This was a really pretty one. This is a really nice one. I'm going to keep that. I have some more Juvia's Place here. This one from Tarte, I'm going to get rid of. Love the shape of it, but this is just so old that it's time to say goodbye to this one. But I think it is still a pretty color story, and I still love the outward packaging. I got some Moira here, some more Nomad Cosmetics, a Tokyo palette. This little one from Milani, the Getaway. I'm going to keep it. I just think it's really cute. And this one actually performed well. Surprise, surprise, because I don't find myself liking a lot of Milani eyeshadow palettes. We got some Wet n Wild palettes here. Care Bears, Saved by the Bell, Little Twin Stars, you know, Elf, Electric Mood. I like that one. Be Perfect palettes. This one, guys, if you see this around, grab this one. This is a fantastic palette from Wet n Wild, and you get like all the neutral shades you're ever going to need in this one. This one is a really good palette. Carnival palette. Okay, all of this is going to stay with the exception of these two right here. Let's move down to the final shelf, and this is where I keep all my ColourPop stuff, the majority of it, what I don't have in my filming room. These two, I'm gonna keep them. Here is the BT21 palette. I guess I'll keep that one a little bit longer. It's a Mood. I'm gonna keep that one. So Jaded, the Kathleen Lights. I really like this one. I'm going to keep that. Let's Roll. I like the highlighter in this collection, but I don't know about this palette. I like the packaging. Okay, no. I'll keep that one a little bit longer. This one is a good one. Play It Cool. This one might still be around too. I feel like this came out not too long ago. This is a really pretty one. Star Wars, like that one. Oh gosh, some of these are so old that I just want to keep them around because of nostalgia and just, you never know, for reference and stuff. At Forest Sight, Raw Beauty collaboration. That was beautiful. Okay, look what I got. Good Sport. This was well before I was on YouTube. The Zodiac palette, also from Kathleen Lights. Cabana Club. Ooh, how fun. I forgot about this one. Let's see, what else? This was my very first. Element of Surprise. This was my very first ColourPop purchase. Oh, that's definitely not going to go anywhere. What is this one? Oh, Misunderstood. Garden Variety. I think I can get rid of this one. That's a beautiful color story, but I don't remember if this performed that great. Okay, no, I'll let that one stay a little bit longer. Rudolph, Ticket to Dreamland. This is one of my favorite ColourPop palettes of all time. This just performs so well. If this ever comes back in stock, grab this one. It is a beautiful palette. Lush Life, another good one. So it's the Malibu Barbie. This one is Sonic Bloom. I'm going to get rid of this one. I don't remember this one being that great. Oh, how cute. Winnie the Pooh. On the list. This one came out not too long ago. This one was, I think, an Ulta release. Yeah, I'll keep this one. This is the Hocus Pocus, Darth Vader. This one I think I can probably part with. All Amethyst. This one wasn't that great, and the Aurora Struck palette, so much better. So I'm gonna get rid of that one. Aw, Tinkerbell. Wannabe, SoFly, those are staying. Orchid Unite. All of these, wait, what's this one? She Got Solstice. I think I'm gonna get rid of this one. Yeah, I'll get rid of this one. Smoke Show. This is so old. Make Up Your Mind. Goodbye to that one. The little Hello Kitty quads. I'm going to keep those. All of these quads I'm keeping. These are from a mix of collections, but I think ColourPop, their quad formula, I feel like is really, really good. And I feel like it's better than some of the like 9-pan and 12-pan palettes. All right, guys, we have officially gone through my entire eyeshadow palette collection. I'm going to total up the palettes that I'm getting rid of. And I'm sorry, but I'm not going to count the ones that I have remaining. Trust me, it is going to be around the 300 mark. Okay, guys, I am officially getting rid of 83 eyeshadow palettes. That's pretty awesome. I am so glad that you guys were along for this ride to help me declutter my entire eyeshadow palette collection. This was long overdue. Guys, thank you all so much for helping me with today's declutter. You guys really helped me just get through a lot of these eyeshadow palettes and just make room for all the goodness coming here in 2023. I cannot wait to see what amazing palettes this year has in store for us. I want to thank you guys so much for watching another one of my videos. You all have a great day or night wherever it is you all are at. Stay hydrated, guys. Drink that water. I'll see y'all very soon. Bye.